steadfast in my resolve, and I really believed that Clemson was the better team. But at that moment, Clemson wasn't playing like the better team. But Clemson, to their credit, came up with a huge drive in the second quarter when they were down 14-0, made the score 14-7, went into halftime, and they had a little momentum. And I thought that Clemson would be able to, if they didn't turn the ball over, they would be able to stay in the game, and Deshaun Watson, my man crush, would be able to make enough plays to pull out the win for Clemson. Let me take a swig of this Roaring Gap bottle natural spring water from Harris Teeter. Oh yeah, that hits the spot. But I digress. I thought that Deshaun Watson, being the man that he is, would be able to make enough plays to help Clemson win this game. And in the second half, in particular, the fourth quarter, Deshaun Watson turned on the Deshaun Watson charm. Down 17-14 to start the fourth quarter, Clemson proceeded to score 21 fourth quarter points on that vaunted Alabama defense. Deshaun Watson made play after play after play. That kid is nice. Can't be rattled. Love Deshaun Watson, man. If you're an NFL GM and you need a quarterback, you might want to look into drafting Deshaun Watson. I know that a lot of people are on the Mitch Trubisky train, and Mitch Trubisky is a real good quarterback. I think he's good. Mitch Trubisky, the quarterback at UNC, declared for the NFL draft early. But if you want a proven winner, you want a guy who makes all the plays that you need to make to be a champion, you need a quarterback like Deshaun Watson. Clemson went into the fourth quarter trailing Alabama 17-14. Clemson scored 21 fourth quarter points behind Deshaun Watson. Even Clemson was losing this game, man, and I was nervous. Clemson came back with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter to take the lead. Beautiful touchdown pass, from Deshaun Watson to Mike Williams, formerly of Clemson, because he's declaring for the draft. He's going to be the number one wide receiver taken in this upcoming NFL draft, but I digress. And Clemson took that lead with about 4 minutes left. And to Alabama's credit, behind their true freshman quarterback, Jalen Hurts, they converted on a 3rd and 16 and on a 4th and 1 on that last drive. Jalen Hurd ran the ball in from 37 yards out to give Alabama the lead with about 2 minutes left in the game. And I'm thinking to myself, that's way too much time to give Deshaun Watson. And me being the Dionne Warwick of podcast land, and if you don't know who Dionne Warwick is, look it up, the Psychic Network. Me being King Jaffe Joe Fur, I predicted that Clemson would win this game. And I knew that with 2 minutes left, that was plenty of time for Deshaun Watson and the Clemson Tigers to drive down the field and win this game. Deshaun Watson, you are the man. I'm telling you, I'm a heterosexual male. But Deshaun Watson, I got a man crush on you, bruh. You are the man. I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan. I love Colin Kaepernick, man. There's no bones about it. Love Cap. But with the coaching change, with Chip Kelly leaving the 49ers, I don't know if Cap is going to be there next year. San Francisco 49ers, you got a new GM, Trent Baalke. Get him out of here. I'm so happy. Baalke, you destroyed my team. So you're out of here. Chip Kelly's out of here. The new head coach and the new GM for the San Francisco 49ers, you have the number 2 pick in the draft. If you need a quarterback, if you're looking for a quarterback, if you want to replace Cap, look no further. You found him. His name is Deshaun Watson, winner of the national championship for the Clemson Tigers. Man, I love Deshaun Watson. He made all the big plays when you needed them. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time situations. Clemson Tigers, winners of the national championship. Congratulations to the Clemson Tigers and their fans. Congratulations to head coach Dabo Swinney. Congratulations to Deshaun Watson and all the Clemson Tigers. Man, you did it when no one thought you could do it. I thought you could do it. I predicted it. I said Clemson's going to win. And damn it, I'm right. And you know I'm right. Because I'm right all the time. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Even when I go left, I turn around and I go right. Get it? I'm right. So, Clemson, congratulations, man. Congratulations to the ACC. We run it. We run college football. We beat the big, bad Alabama Crimson Tide. We run college football. Give us us free. Give us our credit. Put some respect on the ACC's name. We run college athletics, period. So with that being said, man, let me take this commercial break. I'm going to come back in the show with a segment I love to call Bruh for Real on the All Things Sport podcast on Spreaker Radio. All Things Sport.
It's ATS, baby.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the All Things Sport podcast. I am your host, Damian Banks. Thank you for rocking with me on the ATS today, man. Again, follow me, follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. Go to the website, banksboy.com. Appreciate you. Been having a great episode of the All Things Sport podcast, man. The first one of 2017. Again, man, Happy New Year. Merry New Year to everyone, as Eddie Murphy said in Trading Places. For all you young bucks, if you don't know what that is, if you haven't seen that movie, go watch that movie, man. Come on, man. Merry New Year to everyone listening to the All Things Sport podcast. Been killing it this show. Talked a little bit about everything, man. Talked about, MMA, college basketball a little bit. Been primarily talking about college football and the ACC's dominance in their bowl games this season. Talked about the national championship game last segment. And, for this segment, you know what time it is, man. It's the oldie, but the goodie. Bruh, for real. And on this segment of Bruh, for real, I'm going to keeping with the theme of the national championship game, man, my bro for real for this segment is none other than head coach Nick Saban of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Nick Saban, all respect to you, my brother. 5-time national championship, man. The Alabama Crimson Tide football program is second to none. But you could have had 6 national championships tonight. But you lost to Deshaun Watson, Dabo Swinney, the Fighting Dabos of Clemson University. Now, Nick, bruh, for real, you wait until after your semifinal win over Washington to, quote-unquote, mutually part ways with your offensive coordinator, Lane Kiffin. Now, if you don't know the backstory on this, Lane Kiffin had been the offensive coordinator at Alabama for like 3 seasons now, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2. And Lane Kiffin recently took the head coaching job at Florida Atlantic University. After the semifinal game, which Alabama won over Washington to make it to the national championship game, the Crimson Tide and Lane Kiffin, quote unquote, you can't see the air quotations because we're doing radio, they parted ways mutually. Bruh, for real? You expect us, America, the world, to believe that you parted ways mutually with your offensive coordinator a week before the biggest game of the season, the national championship game? Why would you do that? Bruh, for real? Now, I don't know the ins and out of the relationship between Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin. Who knows, man? Maybe they had a great relationship. I doubt it because, Lane Kiffin didn't even finish out the season. He was, quote unquote, they came to a mutual agreement to part ways before the final game of the season. Steve Sarkisian took over the play calling for Alabama in the national championship game. Now, Alabama did score 31 points in the national championship game, and they didn't score 31 points in the semifinal game, so I guess you can say that they played a little bit better offensively. But the reason, in my humble, that Alabama lost that championship game to Clemson was because of their defense. They gave up 21 fourth quarter points, gave up 35 overall points to Clemson. Deshaun Watson over 400 yards passing, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 touchdown on the ground. So your defense lost that game for you, Nick Saban, not your offensive coordinator, Lane Kiffin, your former offensive coordinator, who you, quote unquote, came to a mutual agreement that it was best for him to go ahead and go to Florida Atlantic early. Bruh, for real? Now, I'm thinking that you may want to make Lane Kiffin a scapegoat for you losing this game. But no, Nick Saban, this is on you, my brother. The Alabama Crimson Tide's head coach, Nick Saban, he is a defensive coach. He is a former NFL head coach, primarily as an assistant. He was a defensive coordinator, coached defensive backs, and you are a defensive-minded coach. Your vaunted Alabama Crimson defense gave up 35 points to Clemson, gave up over 400 yards of total offense to Clemson, 35 points to Clemson. Bruh, for real? Why would you let your offensive coordinator go one game before the national championship game? Makes no sense to me, Nick Saban. I think you paid for it by losing this game, man. This just goes to show you, man. Most people are not, just happy with their success. They have to push it. They got to overdo it. Nick Saban, bruh, for real? I think you overdid it. I think you played, yourself and, breaking up the continuity of the team. Maybe if Lane Kiffin was still on the sideline calling the plays, that you would have scored 36 points and you could have beat Clemson 36-35. I don't know. But, bruh, for real, you can't make that move before the biggest game of the season. That's just my humble opinion. I don't know. Leave your comments, on banksboy.com on this situation, man. Listen to this podcast. Love this podcast. Like it. Share it. Do it now in my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. But I digress. With that being said, I got to get up out of here. I've taken up way too much of your time. I hope that you've enjoyed this All Things Sport podcast. Thank you again for listening. The All Things Sport podcast is here for you. If you're having a bad day, if you're having a bad week, just log on to banksboy.com, go to Spreaker.com/sports by Damien, listen to the podcast. It makes you feel good and all warm inside, man. It's like ice cream with a warm piece of apple pie, or ice cream with warm out of the oven chocolate chip cookies, man. The All Things Sport podcast it comforts you. It's that blanket when you're chilly at night, man. It's the warm embrace of your significant other, man. That's what the All Things Sport podcast provides for you. And I just want to thank you for supporting me, for supporting the website, banksboy.com, and giving me a platform to spew my sports rhetoric. But with that being said, man, go to the website, download it, man, listen to it. I got to get up out of here. I got 2 words for the people in podcast land. We gone! Self-esteem issues massive. If you hate them twins, ad-libs ain't dope enough. You need to step your quoting up, or hire a psychiatrist so you can open up. Aspire to open up the top of a coconut. Sip through a straw on property that's oceanfront. See, Philly believe, Scaz concurred. Himo and C grabbed up world. That was just Willie and me, and that shit hurts. Wait till we back as a team. It's a rapper.